Hey guys, what's going on? Flawless Crested Geckos coming to you guys with another video.
Hi.
And this is gonna be what?
The recap of our great and wonderful weekend in Atlanta, Georgia.
But was it great and wonderful?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Are you sure? Yes, it actually was. So, guys, right now, just for the guys who, are watching at the moment, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell on all of our content and videos, as well as we're going to give a couple announcements throughout the video. We will be at the All-American Reptile
and
Expo.
Plant Show.
There we go. And Plant Show. Audra's on point. I'm not. This weekend.
I'm actually really excited about the plants.
Yeah.
I like plants.
You
I
like
killed
to kill
them,
plants.
but see, we get plants.
What was the comic book? Is it
Poison ivy.
Poison Ivy? Where you walk by plants, everything just dies.
Yeah. It suits me. I am redheaded, so
All right, so we will be in Charlotte. We will be bringing the heat, a little bit of everything, Xanthics, lily whites, a little of everything. We had quite the time at Bob's show.
At Bob's show, the Southeastern Reptile
You messed
Expo.
me up too. So it's the Southeast.
Eastern.
Southeast Reptile Expo. And
You know what? I'm about to fact check him.
And I'm not even going to edit it out because she always does this, so she deserves it. Watch her face change. But it was an absolutely amazing time there.
Okay, maybe it wasn't.
So we got to
Definitely
network with so many people.
Yes.
We saw a lot of people we haven't seen in quite some time.
Yes, and we saw a lot of people we had never vended with before.
Right. We made contact with a lot of other breeders and talked geckos and the advancement of certain projects,
Yes.
which is what really, really excites us about the show scene. When we vend, the collaboration, the networking, the food is absolutely amazing. And huge shout out to Brett and Cheyenne at Soulless.
Yes.
I'm actually going to pop up a clip of their booth. They vended this weekend as well and did amazing.
Fabulous. Yes.
Soulless are
Patreon members.
And they have literally they have their own thought process, they have their own planning, they have their own creativity, but they've taken a lot of what we've advised on certain issues, a lot of things that we've put out on the Patreon platform and here as well, and they've taken it to the next level. I want to say if it was 1 out of 10 being the highest of their actual setup,
Their setup
I would give
was
them
like
a 10.
Their setup was like 12.
It was awesome.
On a 10-point scale.
They covered everything. They covered that visual awe, that drawing factor, the color scheme, everything they had going on was absolutely amazing. The tiers of depth of view for their booth was insane. I even messaged them, let them know, like, it was mind blowing, and they did extremely well vending. So shout out to them. We had some awesome food. We sat
they picked a really nice place.
Yes. Poor Calvin. Shout out to Poor Calvin.
And just
it was awesome.
411, when poor is in the title of the restaurant, poor is not what you need to be to go eat there.
Exactly. Very, very pricey,
but it was fabulous. The food was absolutely phenomenal. Right.
So, huge shout out to them and their continued success. They're leveling up at a pace I've never seen, and they're also venturing off, and they're already doing big numbers on TikTok, and they're going to be coming over
on
to
TikTok. They do
YouTube
lives
platform as well,
very consistently. They actually bring you into their reptile room and they're feeding, and they might be unboxing, they may be packaging, they may be just in there, but they really, it's great.
Right. So
check them out. And Brett and Cheyenne are so funny.
Yeah, they're funny. They're very down to earth.
They're so funny.
We vibe very, very well with them. We crack jokes all the time.
Yes.
But also at the show, there were several other breeders we got to talk to where we haven't vended a local show in years now. Yeah, I would say probably a few years now.
Probably a few years.
and we would like to vend a few more local shows. We tend to do the big shows. That's what excites us. We like the big shows only because they draw so many other breeders and vendors and customers from all over.
From all walks of life.
I mean, we've had customers drive hours, 12 hours down to Daytona.
I think it was more like 16 hours.
It was crazy.
Or something like that.
It was crazy. So to get those large draw, because a lot of the time it's cool to come hang out with us. We want all you guys to come hang out with us. Talk geckos. We talk to whether you have just bought or interested in buying your first gecko, or you have 100 geckos. We sit and literally spend the time to have a great conversation. Pick your brains, you pick our brains, and again, all free information, not charging you to come talk with us. We just literally have a blast and let things go naturally where they need to go. That as well, we bring in a lot of kids that come to our booth for stickers and pictures and autographs, which was crazy.
Yes.
So that was awesome as well. So the energy level at the show was truly through the roof. Even though, you know, how do you say when you favor someone? Your vision is slighted or skewed? Bias. We are biased because yes, we are Bavu's friends. But it was a pleasure to be able to be invited to this show.
Yes. I will say, like, so this is obviously his first show.
Right.
This is the first time he put it on, but he and his team, he and his lovely wife Mary and all the
amazing.
team,
they came by several times.
They did, but what I really wanted to touch base on with this show that has been unlike any other show that I have been to is the fact of how much marketing they did and how much promoting they did that brought absolutely new people to the reptile industry, period. This show was probably the show that I spent the most time at actually educating brand new reptile interested people.
It's been, I'll agree with you.
Yeah.
Out of every single show we've done, this has been the most people that are all new, no reptiles, coming, genuine interest, education, information, gathering all the details they need. Absolutely.
Yeah, I talked to one group who is extremely interested in actually getting into the reptile industry. Had seen a few signs for other shows in and around the Atlanta area when they were driving through,
Right.
but they live about 2 hours out from Atlanta. And they said this time the reason why they picked this particular show was that the marketing, the billboards and the signs were all the way out where they were. And they said, you know what, I've seen these before, but this is cool. This is coming all the way out to where we are, so we're going to go. And that's the reason why they chose to come to this show. Which
also kind of tapers in, we're going to give you a full review on it, like show promotion. We do not know the ins and outs of promoting a show, throwing a show, hosting a show.
We won't pretend we do.
And we definitely not. And this is Bavu's first time, and yes, he's been in some very, very huge shows. What I will say, from the vendor side of things, it was truly, truly a pleasure to vend there. It's expensive in Georgia for the licensing process if you're out of state.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think I was talking to Bob about that Georgia tends to change it.
Right.
Depending on the year that they're having.
Right.
So that is a little bit of a deterrent for Georgia.
Right. Because we've vended in Georgia several times. So basically, to give you a really, really short summary of this video, what happens is we had a license in Georgia already. So if you're fresh, it's going to be your first show or first time in Georgia and you're out of state, you have to pay a $200 fee for your license to get it. Brand spanking new. Now, we did that years ago. Now,
I don't think it was $200 years ago.
But still.
But regardless.
The issue at hand was, here it is, let's say it expired 2 years ago. And here it is, we're coming back to do another show in Georgia. Well, it's not a $200 renewal fee. You have to pay a $200 renewal fee of your old expired license, and then an additional $200 registration fee
so
for your new
paying
license.
$400. Yeah.
And right.
which was more expensive than the actual tables.
Right.
I'm like,
So
what the heck?
we really want you guys to know that information. That's not a show thing. That's a state
That's
issue.
a Georgia state thing.
Again, we're actually throwing a lot of, big kudos to Bob and Mary and everybody involved in the actual logistics of the show. What we've seen in the past, we will never throw anything negative out there. But for the most part, most shows are from the promotion side. It's a money grab because they need to recoup a lot of funds, whether it's on the promotion side, billboards, whatever it may be.
Which is understandable to a certain extent.
Right.
Yes.
Which means the increased cost in tables, they may charge you a certain dollar amount for tables. They'll charge you more for additional
power.
Tables behind your tables.
Yes.
They charge you more for power. There were no additional charge for power. All right, for the vendors. There was no additional charge for a table behind our two tables that we paid for. There was no additional charge for parking for vendors.
No, yeah.
So all those things, all those aspects from a breeder vendor side of things are awesome.
Makes it a lot more affordable.
Right.
For the vendors, actual
Convenient.
overhead.
Absolutely.
And convenience.
Because you have to understand a lot of these big venues, let's say there was 300 tables, rounded off 300 tables at this venue. If you're doing even $50 a table for power, that's a significant increase in revenue, and that wasn't done. So we definitely, as breeders and vendors, we really, really appreciate that. It also opens our eyes, and what it also does moving forward outside of this show, the great reviews and feedback that you put out there, it now puts pressure on other show promoters or other brands to be more receptive of criticism and feedback to change what they have going on.
And not to mention, anytime, and it absolutely will make those business owners, those ones who are promoting other shows, it will make them either rise to the occasion and understand, like, oh, this is healthy competition. This is something, this is a good thing. This is going to improve.
As long as it's on different dates.
Yeah, as long as it's on different dates. But this is going to improve, like, our industry as a whole, or it will show true colors of people who aren't so great.
Right, definitely.
No.
But
I do want to mention one other thing as far as the vendor side of things. I don't believe, for our experience with the vendors that were chosen to be there, invited to be there, or actually came and vended, I did not talk to anyone that was negative at all.
Right.
And that's a stark difference from a lot of shows that we've been to. And I also had several customers come by that were extremely interested, again, in the reptile industry and doing things, and they noted that they said, because we always tell our story, how we were in law enforcement, and this whole industry pretty much made it possible for us to resign from those positions and actually enjoy life again.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that I distinctly remember our customer saying was, they said, this seems like such a great and positive place. He said a positive community. They said that every single booth that they stopped by, everybody looked like me, full of smiles and happy to be there. Right. So that was just like, that was great. That was refreshing.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
So that being said, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it as far as actually the Southeast Reptile Expo.
Southeast. Look, we're getting it on camera right now. Babe, you were right.
Baby, I'm always right.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
But anyway, if you are in or around the Charlotte, North Carolina area, please come out this weekend.
Yes.
Saturday and Sunday. I don't even know what the dates are now at this point. What is it? Let me check my handy dandy little calendar.
It will be
this weekend, the 21st and 22nd of September. All American Reptile Expo
and Plants
and
Expo.
Plants, yes. Expo show, whatever you want to call it. This is all American, put on by some absolutely phenomenal people. Again, we look forward to
friends
doing,
of ours, Troy, Best Dressed Balls,
Best
and
Dressed
Nick
Balls.
Sloan at Sloan Reptiles. We've actually interviewed Nick Sloan, and we've been on Troy's platform being interviewed on that.
That was funny.
That was fun.
But please come out and support
awesome
them
people as well.
And we will be there with all of our bells and whistles.
That's right.
Throwing our brand up.
That's right. Come out there, get your next or your first Crested Gecko.
Yes.
But hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. It's Will, it's Audra, Flawless Crested Geckos, and we are out.
Bye.